Hey. So, in and out, right? In and out. Um, so you guys seen the movie Twilight, right? Um, those of you who have seen it, right? You know when Bella finally gets turned into a vampire, right? You know, to save her life, right? Well, I guess that's kind of oxymoron, but you get what I'm saying, right? She's dead, but she's alive, right? To save her life, right? And you know how, each of the vampires, they all have like a special gift or special gifts, right? Remember, art imitates life, these movies, right? Every vampire had a special kind of gift that made them unique, right? But Bella, 111 on the timer, I'm saying something here. But Bella had the best, most powerful gift of all, right? And I'm coming to find out that I possess this same thing, and some of you do as well, right? We kind of do automatically being a child of God, but some of us possess it on another level, right? Another tier. And I know this because I've experienced it on this level that I'm speaking of just here so recently, right? Within the last week or two. So you know how Bella was able to project a shield, right? She was able to project a shield around those that she loved, right? And cared about, and they wouldn't be hurt by any opposing force, right? They may feel it a little bit, right? But it didn't debilitate them. It didn't, the pain or whatever it was would not hit them in such a way that it distracted them from defending themselves or defending the task at hand, right? Fighting the battle. Okay? It made it so they were protected from it, but they could withstand it as well. You know what I'm saying? Even against the most brutal of the gifts of the people that were attacking them, right? There was this one vampire girl who she would look at you, right? And she would say pain, right? And then all of a sudden it would just be every bit of pain that you can think of from anything that could happen, right? They would start to experience it and they would drop to their knees, right? And eventually it would kill them, right? So the girl tries to project, she says pain, right? To Edward, right? And she's wondering why it's not hitting him, why he's not falling to the ground. She looks to the left and she sees Bella over there focusing towards Edward, protecting him, right? She's like the unicorn, if you will, okay? She's like the unicorn of vampires, right? Take the vampire part out, okay? That's beyond the point, right? Talking about the gifts here. She is the unicorn, the rare, okay? Rarity, right? Some of these people have been sending you so much death magic, chaos magic, anything that could harm or disrupt you, debilitate you, disarm you. They've been sending it to you, beloved. They've been sending it, and they've been sending it nonstop. Okay, to destroy you out from the outwardly, and to try to make you destroy yourself from the inside out. Right? 444 on the timer. Just like Bella had that deflecting gift, some of you possess 456 on the timer. Some of you possess that same deflecting gift. And you can project it to those that you love to protect them. Tell me that's not dope. Tell me that's not dope. And I ain't talking about the kind you smoke, okay? Just saying. Tell me that's not dope, beloved. It protects you, and you have the ability to extend it to those that you love to protect them as well. All you have to do is focus on them and say a few words, and you're good, and they're good. 5, 4, 3 on time. Like, and they have no idea, right? Well, different groups. Some of them, it's hitting them back right now. Others of them are not aware that their world and their life is about to be turned upside down because everything that they sent towards you, those projections, those missiles they sent, those arrows, right? Scraped, hit your shield, and they scraped right up on your shield, and they did a U-turn. And they're going back. They're going back. Okay? And you know, I ain't even gonna lie, at this point, you know, I had a little grace. I had a little grace for them in the beginning, right? You know, whatever I did send back, I'd give it a little kick, a little times 10, you know, times 20, sometimes 100. I'm giving 1,000s. Okay? We're trying to knock it out the park. All right? We're trying to knock them out the park. One hitter quitters type thing, right? Sometimes when you'll probably never hear me say it on here, but when I'm being attacked and I return what's been sent to me, I amp it up to 1,000. I amp it up to 1,000. Okay, easily. Then, beloved, I didn't think that it would. I thought there was a limit, you know? But no, it's not. It's not. And I had a prime example of it. Okay, I had said it one time, whatever it was that they sent to me, I sent it back times 1,000, right? And beloved, let me tell you, it was like an earthquake. Like it was like the ground cracked wherever they were. Like the earth cracked down the middle. Okay? And they weren't able to send it anything else. Anything else. Because it hit them so hard. There's so many hidden capabilities, beloved, that we have that I am further discovering. And let me tell you, it is oh so glorious to discover it. It is oh so glorious to discover it. It's giving me more of the sense of my identity back. Originally, before God sent me here, my spiritual identity, right? Which means I'm understanding who I am on a whole nother level. To the highest level, spiritually, my spiritual man. See, beloved, don't forget, you may be a spiritual being having a human experience. You're in this physical body, right? In this suit, which is yay high, yay whatever, right? Dimensions or whatever, okay? But your spirit, remember the giants, the Nephilim, okay? Your spirit is massive in the spiritual realm. Massive. I don't know if y'all knew that or not, but it is. If you could see into the spirit, right? If you could see your spirit man into the spirit, it is massive. You're huge. You're huge, like an angel, because you are one. because you are one. Why you think this in the Bible, right? When the angel of the Lord would appear to a man, right? That man would be terrified. Terrified. The angel would have to say, "Fear not. Fear not." Why you think that is? They're huge, massive, look scary. That is your spirit, man. That is who you are for real, in the spirit. And your rank is up there. Just like Archangel Michael's rank, right? Right? He's the leader of God's armies, the general, right? The angelic general. That's his ranking, right? It's the same with you. It's your ranking, which means when you're at a certain level, you have a certain rank. Things lower than that cannot affect you. Things lower than that are nothing. They're nothing, beloved. They're nothing to you. Start to realize who you are, not just in this human form, but your spiritual man. You carry weight. You carry potency. Know the power that you possess, beloved. Know it. Know it. Pay attention to it. Why I'm realizing and finding out all these things? Because I'm paying attention to them. I'm noticing them. You know, it's one thing to experience something and just not examine it, right? Not examine what you're experiencing, because if you don't examine it, then you're just gonna you're experiencing it for nothing, right? If I'm mad or upset or pissed off or whatever, right? Hurt, and I'm just sitting here in the hurt and I'm just thinking about just what hurt me and that's it, and revenge and all you're missing what you're supposed to acknowledge, what you're supposed to see, what you're supposed to receive. You're supposed to be looking at why that made me feel that way, right? What triggered me? What's going on while I'm feeling this? What are all of the things going on around me while I'm feeling this? You get what I'm saying? That's what adds power to you. Knowledge is power. That's what adds the power to you. That's what allows it to cultivate within you, because you're acknowledging. You're acknowledging it. To acknowledge something is to know that it's there. And once you acknowledge it, you're able to operate in it. You got me? Hope you got me. I love y'all, beloved. Some of you guys are about to discover some amazing gifts that you have. Right? Some of you are like, you know some of your gifts, but you have no idea that you have so many gifts to unpack, beloved. So many. So many. And depending on what type of person that you are, right? The type of heart that you have, God keeps loading you with gifts. He keeps giving you more and more. There's no lid on them. There's no cap on it. It's like you discover something. What did I say earlier? You are infinite possibilities. That's what you are. You are infinite possibilities. That means nothing's impossible. What did God say about the Tower of Babel? Right? All of the people have they're all on one accord, and they have conspired. Building the Tower of Babel, they have conspired together, all on one accord, all speaking one language, on one vibe, to build their way into heaven. Let us go down there and stop them and confuse the language and scatter them before they do what they're basically trying to do, because they would have been able to do it. Nothing is impossible. Okay? If Nimrod could build a tower into heaven with all the heavens in between, the heaven he was trying to get to, where God was, or God is, if he was and the people were able to do that, and God had to knock them down so that they wouldn't, what does that tell you? What does that tell you? Anything that you can imagine is possible. Anything. Confirmation. Anything. Don't angels have wings? Right? Not all of them do, but they do. Don't angels have wings in the spirit? Absolutely. They fly around and go up and down in the heavens into the earth, full of power, full of God's power, moving and doing what God has assigned them to do. Then what makes you think that that can't spill over into the 3D realm? You don't know what it looked like 3,000, 2,000 years ago. You can imagine what Egypt looked like. Imagine what it looked like. A high-tech, just... Imagine what the pyramids looked like when they were first built. I bet you they had just, like, literally flying chariots. You see the pillage that's, well, pillage, whatever the word is, I can't think of it, but you see what's left behind, right? So imagine what everything looked like at its full potential. The city of Atlantis at its full potential. These were high tech, high civilization, high everything. Like we're in this day and age, we're behind more than they were. Believe it or not. Believe it or not. See, the world we live in right now, they would have you to think that people back then were less smart. People back then were less creative, that they didn't know how to do certain things. People back then knew more than people today know and understand. We're in the dark ages. Do you get what I'm saying? We are. We're living in those barbaric times. Back then, more advanced, more civilized, more everything. Might have been a lot more brutal as well, but it might not have. I think there's more brutality going on today. I really do. Said this generation's the worst one. Right? But let me get off of here because I will keep going. I feel the lightning just striking at me. But yeah. You're gonna figure out more of your gifts, beloved. All right, you're gonna figure out more of your gifts, and don't be afraid to talk about them. Don't be afraid to talk about them. They're yours, and people don't. It don't matter what people don't. You get what I'm saying? It don't matter what people don't. All right. All right. I love y'all. Later.